Hi all and welcome back to Two Birds, One Stone, Backyard Gardening and Living. That's my asparagus bed. It's about 2.5 years old, and today you're going to watch me maintain it for the summer. Prepare it for the long, hot, dry summer. It's early summer, right now, June 13th, and I've got a lot of work to do to make it in prime shape for that hot summer. And here's Fluffy. Stay tuned, and you'll see exactly how I go about getting that asparagus bed ready for the summer.
What are you doing today?
See, I'm trellising it very simply, cheap trellis, because they're all blown over, and I want them to have as much exposure to the sun, or to get as much energy down to the roots as possible over the summer. And they're blown over right now, so I'm going to just prop them back up. Then I'm going to weed the bed. I'm going to flame the sides, and then compost, and then mulch.
That sounds amazing.
Summer maintenance. You're right. I'm just going to try to make them as happy as possible, right? And water them.
Yeah.
Deeply. Look, and this fig in front of us had beautiful figs all over it. And they all got eaten by the deer. I almost cried.
At least it's got one leaf left.
Yeah, it'll come back. It's starting to have little growth. But no figs this year on this one. All right, so we got step number one. I'm just going to put in some T-posts. These were about $4.50 each down at our local hardware store. Swains, bring back the popcorn, baby. Yeah, I'm going to put this in, and I'm just going to use some nylon string and make a little trellis to prop them up so that I can weed whack around this asparagus bed and make sure that no encroachment happens onto the asparagus, and prop them up so they get a little bit more sunlight so that they can bring energy and hopefully send up some new eyes on their shoots there, or on their roots, on their crowns. All right, we're going to get done with step number one. Let's see how fast I can get this trellis in. 1, 2, 3, go.
I don't hear any.
All right, guys, keep watching. This trellis is taking a long time, but the next steps are going to cut you up. Yeah, just keep watching, and you'll see how well I treat my asparagus for this summer maintenance program that I got going. You might do things a little different, but this might give you some ideas. Turns out that everybody has different ideas in the garden, and this is mine. And you can take what you want from it, and hopefully you're learning something, or it sparks some kind of creative gardening idea for you. All right, now that I got the trellis up and the asparagus out of the way, it's time to weed whack around the raised bed. And I'm weed whacking so that I can flame out those weeds afterwards and get better access to the lower stuff and get more bang for my buck with the fire that I'm going to use. So stay tuned. I'm going to fast forward through this. Enjoy and keep watching. Go! Oh, man. Need a new handle. And I'm back. Back upright. I'm just getting all the stuff that I cut out of the way so that I can burn the base of these weeds and grass just to slow them down. I don't want them creeping into the raised bed like they already are doing a little bit. So I'm raking them out, and then I'm going to burn off the weeds, or heat treat the sides so that it'll slow down the growth into the raised bed. Guys, I'm a big fan of fire in the garden using a propane torch, but you got to be careful. I'm actually a trained professional. It's wet right now. I have a hose at the ready. Be careful with fire. People actually do start forest fires with these all the time. You've got to have all the right things in order to use this to be safe.
Escucha, pedazo de mierda. Hago una llamada y 10 helicópteros vienen sobre ese cerro y hacen de tu rancho un pedo encendido.
Okay, I've got the edges of the raised bed all kind of heat treated, burnt out there. This doesn't kill the weeds, but it definitely slows them down. And it's a quick method that I really enjoy. So, yep, looking good on the edges of this. Now up next, we have some weeding and then some mulching. Kind of skip over the weeding a little bit. Oh, look at those plums, Italian plums. Oh my gosh, that means wine. Alright, here I'm using a compost. It's a composted steer manure. This stuff's called Steer and Grow. It's these bags are 4 for $10 at my local store there, Super Saver SARS, up the street from me. And yeah, you can use any kind of compost, high quality the better. Anything that fits your budget there. But this stuff's good for me, and a local farmer is a real kind of a guy I talked to for a bit at the community gardens. He's a big fan of it, and I have become a big fan of Steer and Grow myself. Composted cow manure. And so I'll be spreading this out kind of at the base of all the plants, just giving it a little boost before I water it in. Okay guys, here's all the compost spread out. You can see it's just kind of haphazardly spread in there. Tried to get it around the top of the crowns. But hopefully that nutrients will slowly sink down as I water this guy in. And get that weed. Didn't get it from the root. Oh, the weeds always come. The weeds always come. Alright, now it's mulching time. I'm using pine shavings. Here, and that is, I'm not doing a real thick mulch. I'm just covering the bare soil a little bit because I can't stand bare soil. I don't think it's good for your garden. I don't think it's good for your water retention. But I also want the asparagus to be able to come up. If there's new shoots coming up, which I'm hoping for, a few more shoots coming off, more eyes coming off those crowns for next year's harvest. So I want them to be able to come up through the mulch without too much trouble, but I don't want bare soil. So, happy medium there. A thin layer of pine shaving, and it won't block up the nitrogen either because they got a nice amount of good nitrogen coming in with that composted cow manure. Now the final step, a really deep, good watering. I want to get some of that new nutrients down there into the crown. Let some of that new stuff soak down so that it's available to the plant. And here in Port Angeles on the Olympic Peninsula, it doesn't rain in the summer that much, so you really got to supplement water. We're known as a wet climate, but I want these things to thrive. I want thick asparagus, so I'm going to water away in a deep water. And I think a lot of people don't water deep enough. They do a cursory little watering, but it really doesn't get down. So it's better to water deep fewer times than just some kind of surface watering all the time.
Hey, Coco. Hey, Kiki. Hey, Coco.
There it is, folks. Early summer asparagus maintenance. Hey, please consider subscribing to this channel, liking. It really helps out a new YouTuber. And yeah, thanks for following along with the journey on my new up-and-coming food forest. Okay, do you guys like asparagus?
No! Gross!
Do you think you'll like asparagus when you're adults?
Maybe. No! Maybe. Well, maybe.
All done with the asparagus bed for right now.
Ew!